Trenton Talks, WIMG 1300, and WPHY Channel 25 are proud to present In the Public Interest. Each week, we explore a new topic of interest for you, the public. We now join our host live from the WIMG studios.
Welcome to WIMG 1300 AM and the program Trenton Talks, and this is In the Public Interest, and I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening live over WIMG 1300 AM, on the internet, WIMG1300.com, and if you're watching via television, it's WPHY, Channel 25, Mercer County, New Jersey. We're going to jump right into it. We've got a lot of information to share. I've got two really good friends here in the studio with me. Dan Fatton, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Jacque.
And Andy Carton, also known as Andrew Carton. Andy, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jacque.
So since we got a lot to cover, and it's almost time sensitive because of what's going on in the next couple of days or so, briefly share a little bit with the listening and viewing audience about who you are, what brought you to Trenton, and then let's get right into talking about the Trenton Green Team.
Sure. Okay, I'm Andrew Carton. I'm with a local nonprofit called CityWorks. In one of the neighborhoods in which we do a lot of work is actually the East Trenton neighborhood. I've been working there for about 4 years. My involvement with the city of Trenton prior to that was I was the planning director for about 24 years. So with the Green Team, this is an opportunity for me to sort of extend what we're trying to do to help redevelop and revive the city.
All right, hold on one second, Andy. We got a little technical issue. Let's slide that mic over a little bit more right in front of you. Pull it towards you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. And let's go ahead over that one more time.
Sure. Okay, my name is Andrew Carton. I serve as project director over at a local nonprofit called CityWorks in East Trenton. Prior to that, I was planning director for the city of Trenton for 24 years. In my new capacity, we are working in the East Trenton area to engage in sort of a holistic way of redeveloping the community.
Mm-hmm. And for those who are familiar with the Trenton area, the East Trenton Collaborative, like that whole CityWorks area, that's Clinton and Oldham, correct?
That's sort of the center point of it. It's about a 40-block area.
Excellent. Okay. And Dan?
My name is Dan Fatton, and I'm a Mill Hill resident. I moved to Trenton about 5 years ago. I work for a local nonprofit as well called New Jersey Future. We're a statewide organization, and we work on policy and planning issues. And then in my spare time, I'm the chairperson for Trenton Cycling Revolution, which is the bike and pedestrian advocacy organization here in the city. We do the annual Trenton Bike Tour, and excited to be part of the Green Team as well.
Fantastic. And Dan, I'll have you back on in May as we prep for the 16th year of 17th year, the 17th year of the bike tour. So you'll be hearing from Dan again in about 6 weeks or so. But let's talk about the Trenton Green Team. Whoever wants to tackle it first, just get right into it.
Well, Andy could probably provide a better historic perspective, and then I'll talk about some of the recent things that we did.
Okay, sure. The Trenton Green Team has been developed sort of in response to a statewide initiative that was created called Sustainable Jersey, and their overall efforts to get all of municipalities in the state of New Jersey to become more green, more sustainable, to sort of engage in a variety of ways in which to make our environment cleaner and to sort of preserve and protect our environment. It started initially with Mayor Palmer, and then with the new administration, it was revived. So there's been a whole change of characters. I'm one of the holdovers in that sense, and actually with Dan and a lot of the other new members, it really took on a greater impetus, and as a result of the new members' input, we've been the city of Trenton was able to get certified as a sustainable city, and I think Dan can talk more about that.
Right. So the Mayor Mac reconvened the Green Team with council support in late 2011, and appointed about 20 or so volunteer members from the community, people who work for nonprofits like Andy and myself, as well as residents and some administration liaisons. And with council support, we were able to document and really what we did is write about things that were already happening in the city for the most part. We passed a few new resolutions at council, but mostly we were talking about things that were in place, like the child-led program, community garden sites that ISLES has been working on for decades, helped us get certified by Sustainable Jersey we're certified as bronze. And one of the things that we're now focusing on for 2013 is our Green Fair, which will allow us to get additional points, and it also allows us an opportunity to connect people who live in the city or hopefully will be visiting the city on Saturday with the nonprofit efforts and with the greening efforts of our partner organizations.
Fantastic. Now, Andy, when you opened up speaking about the history of the Green Team, you'd mentioned that this is a statewide initiative in all of New Jersey. What are some of the other municipalities that you know of that have a Green Team?
Well, right in Mercer County itself, Lawrence Township, Ewing Township, Hamilton, and Princeton have been established for a number of years. Then statewide,
Woodbridge in I think that's Middlesex County is actually the highest point-getting municipality, and they're a sort of city of comparable size. And then another city that was certified at the same time as Trenton is the city of Camden. So there are a couple urban municipalities that have a sort of similar composition as Trenton, and then there's it's over 300 of the 500 municipalities in the state have a green team or have registered with Sustainable Jersey. So it's a pretty far-flung effort.
So fantastic. So to both administrations, the Palmer administration and the Mack administration, kudos to them both for pursuing something that not every municipality in the state of New Jersey is doing, but some of the ones that most people in the area look up to. Trenton, Lawrence, Ewing, Woodbridge, etc. So that's actually really nice.
That's exactly right. And I think we should also say thank you to council, because Marge Caldwell-Wilson and Phyllis Holly Ward especially were really instrumental in enabling the resolutions that we needed to get points. And so it was really a team effort, volunteer driven, with administration support and key support from council.
Well, I want to get into the collaboration and some of the other entities, organizations and nonprofits and local residents who are tied into this as well. But Dan, can you share a little bit about Sustainable New Jersey, just a little bit of information about that?
Well, it's a certification program. Their website, I think, is sustainablejersey.com, and they have about 30 or 40 actions that you can take to get points. So once you hit 150 points, you can become certified. There's a silver and a bronze level. Trenton was certified as bronze, and this has been really driven by sort of informed research. So they had task forces that came up with the actions. These are things that are documented to improve not just your environmental health, but your social health and your sort of economic health of your community. So they're looking at sustainability from 3 prongs. It's environmental, economic, and social. And it's a great program.
And in my short time being affiliated with the Trenton Green Team, not only the individuals and organizations that are involved in it, it's also it's a cohesive mix, almost like a nice stew of men and women who really want to see some wonderful things happen along with green initiatives. So can we just talk a little bit about some of the collaborations in the group, the people that are in the group?
Yeah, before getting into the specifics of it, I think it's important to note that unlike a number of other major programs, what is very much appealing but also challenging with the Sustainable Jersey certification is it's one thing to sort of commit to doing something, but it's important to note that getting this certification is a result of completed efforts by the City of Trenton, and that really could not have been done not only without the assistance of City Council and the current administration, but it's set up that the government itself cannot do it. You really need the input of the residents and the local nonprofits. And so a lot of these initiatives were, those were assignments given to the different nonprofits. They would then reach out to some of their members or collaborate with the various organizations to sort of complete that task to ensure that what needed to be done was an eligible use, would be indeed eligible for certification. And so I think that's an important point from this as well.
I agree. And I think it's important to note that we're an open group, that we're looking for more participation from people who live in the city. We usually only meet once a month. We try to limit it to about an hour a month. A lot of the work that we're doing is in committees or outside of that 1 hour meeting. But if anybody listening is interested, we have a Facebook page, Trenton Green Team. You can do a little search in Facebook for Trenton Green Team. And we're trying to edit and update the city's website as well to reflect that we are now certified and sort of document some of the progress that we've made.
And it's been a lot of wonderful progress. And when I mentioned earlier about the collaboration, some of the organizations that come out, I mean, immediately New Jersey Futures, Trenton Cycling Revolution, City Works, Isles. You guys want to add along to that some of those names of organizations and people?
Well, I think Citizens Campaign has been at the table. The Bonner Center has been participating. There's a couple of other smaller community gardens that have been participating. There's, it's sort of community driven where people who are maybe just be a resident, Shanique and others who come to the meetings and don't necessarily have an affiliation but are an important part of the Green Team effort.
That's fantastic. That's good. And the contact information, again, is mainly on Facebook at the current moment, but looking to expand that to make it more accessible. So on Facebook, you can just go to Trenton Green Team, correct?
Right.
Exactly.
All right, fantastic. I'm Jacque Howard. You're listening to WIMG 1300. The name of the show is In the Public Interest, and this is on Trenton Talks, WIMG 1300AM.com, or 1300.com, and also WPHY Channel 25 in Mercer County. I'm speaking with two members of the Trenton Green Team, Dan Fatton and Andy Carton. Andy Carton, also known as Andrew Carton. We've been sharing some information, just some background information about what the Trenton Green Team is and Sustainable New Jersey. But mainly we want to talk about an event that's coming up very shortly. And before we get into the break, we've got about 2 minutes, and we'll get into it after the break as well. But share a little bit about what's happening this coming weekend.
Saturday, March 16th, we'll be in Columbus Park from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's going to be about a dozen to hopefully 24 vendors and exhibitors with information about how you can go green, how you can save money on your electric bill, how you can get involved in community gardening efforts, some of the biking and walking options. So we'll be there from, again, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Columbus Park, which is right off of Hamilton Avenue.
And that's in partnership with Andy?
With the St. Patrick's Day Parade as well. We, in the whole spirit of being green, we figured to capitalize upon the many folks that will be coming to the parade on Saturday. We will be located directly behind the reviewing stand so that individuals, at the same time they are enjoying the parade or even prior to the parade, they will actually be able to venture into the park and, as Dan has pointed out, see a variety of ways in which we can be a healthier city. And some simple things, improvements you can make at your home, to healthier living, and ways in which we really can preserve and protect our environment.
Fantastic. And Andy, just before, I know we're up against the break, so Andy, can you just share a little bit about, again, the collaborative efforts with the Trenton Green Team and the St. Patrick's Day Committee? Can you just talk a little bit about that as well? Because I believe they should be recognized as well for what has taken place.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Right at the outset, they welcomed us to participate as sort of co-partners in this day of celebration, just as they are celebrating their Irish heritage, and the many bands that will be marching down Hamilton Avenue. They also understand that the spirit of green goes beyond just the celebration of the heritage, but actually healthy living activities. We really see the benefits being realized by both events by having them operate at the same time.
That's fantastic, wonderfully worded. My name is Jacque Howard. I'm your host. You're listening to In the Public Interest on Trenton Talks, WIMG 1300 AM and WIMG 1300.com and WPHY Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. I've been speaking with Dan Fatton and Andrew Carton from the Trenton Green Team. Gentlemen, in about a minute or so, what would you like to say to the folks who don't really have an understanding of what greening is?
Well, I would say come out to the park on Saturday and participate in the Green Fair. You'll get a good sense of the sort of variety of what going green can mean. I think there will be at least a dozen people with tables and information to share. It's free to attend. It's an easy way to spend an hour to get more information and to participate right here in the city of Trenton in a Green Fair.
And Andy?
I would agree. By what we've put together is really a starting point. It's the first time we've had a fair. That we need the feedback that we would get by the attendees. Is there more information that they would like to hear? Is there a way in which they've always wanted to try something, but they didn't know how to make that connection? So we really see this as being very user-friendly, and the beginning of our efforts really to make the city a greener place.
And before we go to the break, so we're currently bronze status. Is a silver status quickly achievable in your eyes?
I think it's achievable. I don't know about quickly. So it is our goal. The Green Team has already established that we would like to be certified silver. I think there's a couple of efforts and initiatives that are underway that can help us get there. Quickly is debatable.
Great. Thank you very much, Dan. Andy, I'll talk to you guys after the break.
Okay.
You've been listening to WIMG 1300 AM.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $19.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish installed free. Plus HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Starz free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-860-0436. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $19.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-860-0436. That's 800-860-0436. Again, 800-860-0436. Limited time offer for prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
And welcome back to In the Public Interest on Trenton Talks. I'm your host, Jacque Howard, and I've been speaking with two Green Team members, Andrew Carton and Dan Fatton, who also work for nonprofit organizations in the city of Trenton who are trying to do different things, not only to make Trenton more sustainable, but also greener. And we've been talking about an event that is going to take place this Saturday at Columbus Park. It will be Trenton's inaugural Green Fair. So, gentlemen, we had spoke just before the break. We were talking about collaboration. You mentioned how this, Andy, you had mentioned how this all had sort of come together with good timing and tying it into the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. And Dennis Keegan, is that it?
Dennis Keenan.
Dennis Keenan. Sorry, Dennis. And how he and the committee there were so accepting to the idea. Could you gentlemen speak a little bit more about the vendors and some of the other collaborators?
Sure. So I think we're excited to have a couple of local farms participate in the Green Fair. So Fernbrook Farms and Terhune Orchards, which is up in Lawrenceville, will both be attending, and hopefully they'll have some produce to distribute, maybe some information about apple picking days or various events that they do at the farm. So for those of us who live in a more city-type environment in the city of Trenton, it's something that's fairly local and accessible. And so talking a little bit also about sort of healthy living and how we can supplement our diets with fresh vegetables and fruit from local farms.
And also from a local nonprofit, Isles, will be having a table where they will be talking about weatherization and reheat, programs that are available to residents within the city of Trenton to help make their homes more energy efficient, where they will actually come in, conduct an energy audit of the home, and determine ways in which through minor improvements that you can increase the efficiency and reduce your utility bills. Another part of that table also involves community gardens. In addition to the resources that the farms can provide us, Isles has had a very successful community garden program. We have a number of longtime gardeners from the city of Trenton that have continued to their gardens on an annual basis, yet there are still opportunities to sort of expand on that program. There will be seeds given out to gardeners that wish to do some plantings this spring as well.
I know that Mercer County Improvement Authority is also confirmed as a vendor. So for those who are looking to kickstart a recycling program in your building or get more information about recycling pickup, you might want to stop by their table to get more information about recycling here in the city. And I also think we have Care Trenton confirmed as an exhibitor, and they've been doing some really great community cleanups that I know you've been involved with, Jacque, and I think that they're going to hopefully do more as we get into spring and Earth Day approaches. So,
and that's exactly. I want to add for Alyssa Horan, who's probably listening as well. Alyssa's done a wonderful job on her own by starting a really true grassroots, local, community-focused cleanup that is now spread out through multiple locations throughout the city, and she is going to be. Excuse me, she'll be marching in a parade, but she'll also have a table as well. And she wanted to let us know that she's supporting what the Green Team is doing 100%. I also see on the list there is Trenton Cycling Revolution is going to be there.
yes, we will.
So share a little bit about what TCR will be doing.
So for TCR, we have some information to distribute about bike parking at the train station, about sort of safe rules of the road, and little bike tags that you can put on your bike. We'll have some T-shirts from previous years of the bike tour. So just probably $10 for a T-shirt just to cover the cost that we had to print them. But if you're looking for a historic Trenton Bike Tour T-shirt, we'll have those available. We have some buttons about complete streets, so we'll just have some information, and we'll have a save the date for the upcoming 2013 Trenton Bike Tour, which will be Saturday, May 18th. So
fantastic.
We'll have some information.
And I also see on the list that the YMCA of Trenton is going to be there as well. Andy, you want to share a little bit about what they're going to bring?
Yes. In sort of presenting the variety of vendors at the fair, we also are advocates for healthy living. Both Dan and I serve on New Jersey Partnership for Healthy Kids. And the YMCA, they're going to have their Zumba trainer, Renee, is going to be leading about 20 to 25 minutes of exercise at the event. We also have Adam Spa, who will be providing a spin bicycle for folks that want to get up there and try the spin bike routine. We recognize that as part of the Green Team initiative, we in deliberately through the fair, we want to engage the folks. It's not some large, idea, but it's something that really they can get engaged and involved in, that they're in very simple ways in which they can make their life healthier, make their environment cleaner. And so we want to have those activities, whether it's through the Y, Trenton Cycling Revolution, or other vendors there as well.
And taking a Zumba class probably costs $10. So at the free Green Fair, you can get a free Zumba class.
Absolutely.
So it's another reason to attend.
I'm sure Renee would like that. She always likes to have large groups of people that she can motivate and encourage to improve on their health. I also see that Crisis Ministry is on the list. Crisis Ministry, shout out to Mark Smith and Carolyn Biondi and the rest of the staff there. They have 2 locations in Trenton on Hanover Street, and also now at the corner of Clinton and Mott Streets. And it's a food store. And they're actually, as long as you have a Mercer County identification card, you can actually come and get free food. And they're going to be there, and we're working with them and partnering with the Green Team about a reusable bag initiative as well. So, again, some good information they'll be sharing. And also Green Faith. And Dan, you want to talk a little bit about Harper Fletcher and his group?
Yeah, well, I think it's an important connection between the faith community and some of the environmental advocates. Green Faith provides sort of a leadership role for those who can bridge both worlds. And you could probably speak better than I about the tenets of Green Faith, but we're excited to have them as a vendor. They'll be there on Saturday morning.
And so I messed up. It's not Harper Fletcher. It's Fletcher Harper, who is the ED there. Fletcher is their group is they're working with trying to, like Dan said, bring some of the green initiatives to the faith-based community, such as having a solar outreach, an opportunity where your congregation can actually come together. Green Faith will have an event. They'll set the computers up. They'll check and see if the locations are fair enough for solar arrays to be put on your house. They'll actually even work with you as far as financing, and a portion of the proceeds can be donated back to the faith community. And hopefully at some point the program will get to the point where they're actually including the faith centers themselves with the solar arrays being put on them. I know they're also working on some water gardens as well, rain capturing devices, etc. So there's some interesting things that they're doing, and they will be sharing it there as well. And I wanted to let you know that you're listening to WIMG 1300.com, WIMG 1300 on the AM dial, and on television, WPHY Channel 25 in Mercer County. Speaking with two members of the Trenton Green Team, Dan Fatton and Andrew Carton. So, gentlemen, we've had some really good conversation about the history of the Green Team, the collaboration between some of the partners, the fact that this is something that's statewide, that Trenton's on the table with other municipalities that are doing the same types of things. And, we spoke about the transition from one administration to the other, and the fact that this is something that's still alive and still relevant, and it's actually moving forward. Is there anything else that either one of you want to add about the Green Team?
Well, I would say this offers a roadmap for us, right? This is a vision for where the city can go, and I would encourage all those who are beginning to consider running for mayor that they should look at what the Green Team has accomplished and think about incorporating that into any platform that they might want to do moving forward. Because this is really about the vision that we have for the community as a whole, and there are some concrete action steps that we've taken, and there's more that we plan to take. And I think that this is important that the residents of the city get behind, but as well that our political leadership gets behind.
Very well put. Andrew?
Yes, to that point, I think one of the things that we hope to get out of the fair itself is we recognize that to be successful, we have to have the community buy-in. A lot of, if you listen at the national level, oftentimes the complaint will be we cannot afford to be green, when in fact I think we will be able to demonstrate that you cannot afford not to be green, that there are ways, whether it's the savings that can be realized through minor improvements to your house, to collaborating with local businesses, and knowing that you don't have to go to a Walmart, or you don't have to go to a major, business section, that there are a number of local businesses that you can utilize that will reduce, your need to travel so far, that there are alternative ways of traveling, whether it's by bicycle or encouraging walking, and looking at how we can redesign our streetscape such that it encourages walking, that we are a healthier community in that regard. So it's through that educational process, but I think also the feedback that we can get from the attendees, that we will start this roadmap through the input of the community, sort of give us direction on how we want to proceed.
So for more information, again, folks, you can go to the Facebook page for the Trenton Green Team to find out what's going on, sign up, and you can like it there. So both of you gentlemen spoke about several different ways that people can become engaged, and the importance of being engaged. Besides the upcoming event, the Green Fair, how would you suggest some of the listening and viewing audience gets involved with some green initiatives?
It would be great to have people attend one of the Green Team meetings. We meet monthly. You can send us an email through that Facebook page, and we'll send us a message through the Facebook system, and we'll respond to you and try to get you hooked into the existing meeting structure. Or, there's lots of nonprofit partners who are at the table that are also doing good work. Supporting local organizations like Isles, like CityWorks is important for those of us who live in the city. And I think then there's always the opportunity to get involved on a larger